Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay. That's kidding. Welcome back to your favorite show and the number one show in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm here with Devin Mesa.
Nene?
That's my favorite.
Nene. Our most requested show, the relationship segment, is back one more time again and again and again and again and again. And we got some submitted questions. So question number one, if you are in a committed relationship and you go out to dinner and buy the opposite sex the dinner, is that considered cheating? We'll start with Nene.
I
Like, don't say me, don't say me.
Mesa Lee.
So I think yes, it's cheating. Unless I know the other person. So like if I know, like if we know the other person, both of us know the person, then that's okay. But if I don't know her, then it's cheating.
Is what part of it is cheating? Is it the going out to dinner part, or is it the purchase of the meal?
It's the going out to dinner part.
And what makes a difference that it's a family friend versus another woman?
Well, because I know her, and let's say like if it's I don't know. I just feel like if I know her, then there's no intention there.
So we kind of talked about before about the whole opposite sex friendship thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you're okay with it, right? Like you believe that. Oh no, you said you don't believe that, right?
What?
That the opposite sex can be friends.
Oh yeah, I was against it.
Okay, then that kind of eliminates my
You're
point.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. To me, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily consider it cheating, but I do think it's a building block for something. I think it can lead to cheating. I wouldn't consider it like. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're cheating on me. You know what I mean? But I'd be like, hey, like I really wish you would talk to me about this. And I feel like it can be then talked about, whether or not how comfortable you are with it. But I wouldn't immediately be like, you're cheating on me. I'm done with you.
I kind of look at it like it should be okay. So, for instance, um, I have a coworker and he takes me out to lunch and he pays for me to have lunch with him, right? If I feel comfortable enough to tell the person that I'm with, then I could see it that way, like it's not really cheating. But if you feel like you have to hide it, it's cheating.
What if it's not so much hiding? You just
It's like something,
you don't
Omitting,
see it like
that's
yeah, not necessarily omitting it. You just don't.
See it as
Yeah,
cheating.
you don't think you're doing anything wrong. You're just like, oh, I'm having lunch with this person. It's innocent.
So
yes,
then,
especially if it's like in this scenario, the question's brought up, right? So
Yeah.
it's something that's been brought up to all of us. So if it were ever to happen, it crosses your mind. So what if you personally would have never saw this being a bad thing, and you never heard anyone say that it would be a bad thing? You just happen to be in this exact scenario.
Yep.
And it just kind of happened, so you don't actually bring it up. You went to lunch, and you go home and y'all talk, and the lunch just never got brought up. Period, because you're like it wasn't a big part. Maybe
Yeah.
so much other stuff happened to me that day that specific part didn't get brought up.
Is it still considered
I
cheating?
feel like it's opening up windows
How's it opening up windows?
because it opens up conversation. You start to get to know each other, and things can roll from there.
So kind of like what Mesa said. It's
Yeah.
basically could be a building block, bridge.
That's how
Skyscraper.
people
Same thing.
start cheating.
And that's with anybody, anyone that you meet with at work or you're close to as like a neighbor, or a family friend.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
If I were in a relationship or I'm married, I'm going to stick with going out with my same sex lunch partners, my female friends. I don't go with the opposite sex. It's a respect thing, I think. I don't want to open up those windows or open up questions. That's what it would be.
Okay, I can definitely see that because I think I would feel kind of uncomfortable if my girlfriend or wife didn't tell me like he didn't go that she had dinner and lunch with this guy and she didn't tell me or anything. I would kind of feel I would have at the back of my mind. It's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, what is? I feel like she would try to hide something. So I know what you mean.
So I have a question. Would you consider dinner more like
Intimate?
a bigger issue than lunch. Lunch for some reason just seems more
Lunch
innocent.
just seemed
I don't know
way
what
more
it is.
innocent for some
As
reason.
more.
as Devin said, like lunch and dinner, I was like, why does that sound so different?
Yes.
Like lunch sounds a little more innocent. Like there's daylight, there's other people.
because-
Like dinner, I
guess,
picture
I
like
guess you're thinking lunch because like let's go to Whataburger.
Yeah.
Yes.
And dinner's like let's go to like sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That conversation happens. Lunch like okay we're gone for 20, 30 minutes and then we gotta rush back.
right.
I think a lot of times whenever we ask somebody on a date, it's to dinner.
Yeah.
So I think it's a
Okay.
little more
Well, I mean,
intimate.
I've asked people on a date for like lunch, like
Well, yeah, but is it a lot of lunches or mostly dinners?
I guess dinners for sure. And I'm agreeing with you. I think again that lunch is definitely like for some reason more innocent about it. Like, and again when I pictured dinner, I pictured like candles and like
Right.
the Lady and the Tramp, like spaghetti, like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, why is my girlfriend eating spaghetti with the same guy? They're in the same noodle. Like, what's happening? So for some reason when I said dinner, I was like, why does that sound so much worse?
But then you think about the other side, like you should be able to trust your significant other no matter what.
That's the craziest part because as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking of like people that I know that if I ate lunch with, it's like purely innocent, right? And it's crazy to think that because I can see the point of I don't know who that is, so it bothers you, right?
Yep.
And I don't think an explanation even fathoms. Like think about it as a guy, like if you tell your girlfriend, you know, she's a friend, like I've known her, she just happened to be in town, and we just went to lunch. Like I knew her in high school, and we just kind of caught up. No explanation you can possibly give if this girl brought it up in the first place is going to satisfy,
Yep.
right? It just won't have an explanation for it. And it's kind of crazy to see because I know girls that I could go to lunch with, and like that's it. Like that's the end of lunch, right?
Yep.
And now I get that it opens up bridges. Like if it's like gonna be a continuous thing, I guess. But it's crazy too because it's like, for example, if I went to lunch with like Mesa's sister, right? Like that's Mesa's sister, right? Like that's like I've known Mesa forever, and I've known his family, right? And like if I had a girlfriend and she was like, "Why are you going to lunch with that girl?" I'd be like, "It's Mesa's sister," right? And then so like there's so many different variables that I think can go about it, but it's so hard to cross that explanation to someone who's already kind of with that mentality of it's all X'd out, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else that can explain it.
And do you really think explaining it prior helps that much more?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, there's no way. I don't think there's not an explanation. If this person cares about that, there's not an explanation you can get before or after that will make that any better.
Yeah. Like if you were telling your girlfriend about your day, like, oh, hey, I did this. I had lunch with Mesa's sister, and I did this. She seemed like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go back. What did you just say? That's going to be that conversation. Whether you told her or you omitted it, right? You're like, oh, I didn't, then she finds out anyways. I think either way, it's not going to be a good conversation.
Correct. And I don't think it goes, because the most innocent way I could think about it, right, is you're with a coworker, right? And you've known her, she's your friend, and that's all you see it. And she's like, oh, hey, listen, I forgot my wallet. Oh, I don't have money. I'm super hungry. I'll pay you back another day or whatever, right? And so that's like the most innocent, like, okay, cool, we'll go to lunch together. And you go and you tell your girlfriend and things explode. There's no explanation you are going to give that's going to make that okay. If that person's already like a jealous person and is already questioning your motives.
Or you just don't tell her and, avoid the whole thing hoping that she doesn't find out.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the alternative.
What if it comes to like a consistent thing as you're always having lunch with that person?
It's a little different.
I think if it's like consistent, it's probably, especially if it's consistently bothering her, that's probably not good. So that would have to be like a question that's obviously arranged. You can't omit it consistently.
Yes.
And it be an accident. Like we kind of said a while ago, you could omit something and it's kind of an accident, just kind of slipped your mind. But if you're omitting that you're going to lunch with this person 3 times a week, that's a little different of an omission.
Yeah. And then even if, she doesn't really know about it and you're doing this, like I still think that, like we're talking about the building blocks, when you're having lunch 3 times a week with somebody, like there's a reason you're having lunch 3 times a week with somebody.
How much would that bother you if you're in that seat? So your girlfriend, she's out on lunch with a guy.
3 times a week?
No, we'll just say like she's just out. She's out lunch. She tells you, hey,
someone from work?
Johnny Cruz. He's down, and I knew him from high school.
That guy seems like a slime ball.
And me and him were best friends back in high school. So we're just gonna go to lunch and catch up. Or okay, he met me for lunch at work, and we just kind of went in, catched up. And man, he has family, and we talked about this and this and this and this. She kind of goes into an explanation. She explains herself. How bothersome is that to you?
Not really. I don't think it's that bothersome for me. But again, for some reason, if she was like, I'm skipping dinner with you to go to dinner with this guy, I'd probably be like, what's going on here? But if she's like, hey, we had lunch, I'd be like, that's cool. We'll just talk about.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I think like if people like jealousy is such a weird thing because it's hard because I understand it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've always viewed it as like if you're going to do anything, you're going to do it whether
Yep.
I keep a cage in you or not.
Yes.
So is a consistent thing kind of weird? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a little strange. Are there variables? He's my coworker. We have the same lunchtime, so we go to lunch together. There's variables. I guess I could change that, but. Man, if that other person doesn't agree with that at the very beginning and they're already a jealous person, I do agree that there's no explanation you are going to give them and no variable you're going to put in that equation that is going to make that okay.
Yep.
Devin, would you be sad if your girlfriend is out on lunch with Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Or me.
Or Mesa? And let's say you didn't know Mesa.
Yeah, you didn't know me.
If I didn't know
You
you,
didn't know Mesa. Uh-huh. You just heard about Mesa because y'all live in a small town, so
Okay.
you've heard about Mesa.
okay, and then you're having lunch with my girlfriend.
Yeah, we work together.
Yeah, work together,
Mhm.
and she came and told me.
No, let's say she didn't even tell you. She forgot. It slipped her mind.
Yeah.
And so you found out because you saw her bank statement because you're a creep.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
when
kidding.
somebody in your family tells you, "Oh, I saw
saw-
Susie with some
that
guy,
Mason kid.
some guy."
Oh, I'd be
some-
angry.
some-
Like I'd be very upset, but I wouldn't like go and like to her work and be like, "What did you do?" No, I just wait till she comes home later. So like,
Could she
hey,
give you
Oh,
an
man.
explanation? Could she say, "Oh, he's new," and they just wanted me to take him out to lunch just because he knew to kind of talk to him, get a feel for how he feels about the job?
okay. I mean, that's fine. That's all he had to tell me, but I guess he forgot. So I mean, that's fine. That's pretty cool. How is he? How's he doing at work?
Oh, he's sexy.
Thanks, buddy. That's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
I don't need to know that. Okay, that's nice. But no, I would be.
So that easy of an explanation is okay with you.
Well, because
'Cause
I
that
have
could
to. I
be a
have
lie.
to. Well, I have to trust her. I'm trying not to be jealous. I can't be jealous. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have.
Yeah, that'll be
Like, do you
They used to
tell-
give me a weird look whenever I said I have to.
Do you tell her, "Don't let it happen again"?
Yes, that's the main thing I was kind of getting around. Do you tell her don't let it happen again?
Well, you gotta let me know sometime because people are telling me that they're seeing you with another guy at lunch. So you gotta let me know. Let me know next time. It's all good, but just let me know.
I feel like 9 times out of 10, right? And this is just my personal thing, okay? It wouldn't bother me, right? Like, especially if they told me prior, right? It really wouldn't bother me, right? If there's variables, like it was kind of consistent, or if I'm a very much of a gut feeling guy, right? So if I ever met this dude or I knew this dude and I just got a bad gut feeling, then it would probably be like, because I feel like I don't have those often, but I feel like they're almost always right. But I feel like most of the times it actually probably wouldn't bother me.
Even she forget to tell you she didn't mention anything would bother you.
And that's would be like a one-time thing. Like if she's like, if this is like, oh, you know what, I forgot I didn't mention it. But if this is like, she's like not mentioning it like 3 times a week, and I'm like, hey,
What's
that
going
would
on
get
here?
A little strange. My mom always said something. She always says, I trust, I always trust, but I'm not stupid. Is what she always says. I always trust, but I'm not stupid. So
I
I
like
guess
it.
that's the kind of model I go. I'll always trust, right? I trust you. You're with this person. They want to buy you free food. I'm all cool with saving money in my pocket too, you know. But I'm not stupid, you know. Like don't, try to be shady.
I got asked the question, is liking other people's pictures and comments on social media considered cheating? Devin, what do you think? You see your girlfriend constantly liking other dudes' photos, shirtless dude in the mirror. She's liking those. How you feeling about that?
Like she's just going through his whole page, just like.
No,
like,
you're
like.
just scrolling through and you see this shirtless dude swole and
Has
you
a
see
lion on his chest.
Oh, I know this person. No, I don't. I wouldn't consider it as cheating. I wouldn't get really mad. I'd probably be a little like, I guess you like him. Do I need to look
So
like
do you
him?
bring it
Whatever.
up to her?
To joke around. Like if I saw just a joke, just to be funny, but no, I wouldn't
So are
take
you
it that
being
seriously.
100% honest? You consistently see this girl like your girlfriend.
yeah, she's your girlfriend.
So now it's consistently.
I mean, yeah, every
picture he
like
posts.
every
Yeah.
picture, but you're it's like every time you're kind of scrolling through, like, oh, okay, it's a like, okay, it's a like, it's
Like
a like.
once
Okay.
every week, or like
Yeah,
you
every-
know, you happen to be scrolling and you see it, and you're like, oh, that's another one. Like that's all that last week.
That's another one.
Okay,
Heart.
see, go ahead.
Oh, good. So we keep cutting you off.
No, I was gonna say heart.
Oh,
every
heart.
picture he posts.
See, that's what,
hearts it.
that's what I was saying. Then it would bother me.
If it was consistent,
And what would you say?
I said, "You sure do like this guy?" I'd probably bring it up.
So you bring it up. You still bring it up though, even though you don't really consider it cheating. You say, "Hey, look,
'cause
like
it
what's
just-
going on with this?"
Well, yeah, because I think it would just bother me. I wouldn't consider it cheating. It would just bother me, kind of like, I get it. You like it. You like him, all that stuff. I get it. Calm it down. So that's what I mean. Just a little
Reel it
jealousy.
back.
You know what I mean? Like a little, just like it hurts. Not like I don't consider it cheating, but kind of like, oh man, like calm it down. You know,
I kind of see where he's coming from, like just a little nudge, like a little
Yeah.
reminder that you're like, "Hey,
I'm your boo.
I see you." Just so you know, I see this.
And so does Granny.
Yeah.
Barbara's calling me other times and like, why is she like this?
I can kind of see it.
Okay. What about you, Mace Lou?
So I think it really depends. So if she's liking it, like all the time, then I think like I said, I think you kind of just give her a nudge. You don't have to make it a whole thing, but you could bring it up, or you could do my route, which is completely childish, and probably what I would actually do is just like other girls' photos.
that makes things better.
Yeah, no, it does. You're right, and that's why I'm terrible at relationships. And I am that type of person where like sometimes I'm not good at communicating, so I might not say anything. I'll just
You're just gonna do it so she can bring it up.
Yes.
It's like, why'd you like those girls' pictures?
and then I can be
Why'd
like,
you
oh,
those
yep,
dudes'
exactly.
pictures?"
But do you consider it as cheating though?
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't take that advice.
No, it is terrible advice. That is just what I do. Do I consider it cheating? No, I don't consider it cheating. But I do, again, very similar to the lunch date, I do consider it a building block and something that can lead to cheating. It can be something, it's a red flag, it's a warning sign that something could possibly be up. Doesn't necessarily have to be brought up, doesn't necessarily have to be a fight, but maybe just something I keep my eye on.
So
It gets my attention.
So direct
Is it-
message. Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
Is
go
it
ahead.
like any pictures? Like, are we talking about like she just posted a picture of like, she just went to New York and she just posted a skyline picture, or she
No.
posted a picture of her dog? Are we talking about like selfies? Are we talking about family pictures? Or like what pictures exactly are we? Even if she's consistently liking all this guy's pictures, or are we specifically asking ones that are like shirtless or what is the line?
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm asking.
I would say like selfies, something kind of like he's showing off, like he's putting a whole bunch of swag into his pictures, like it's like dang, like and I'm liking that. And consistently those and everything else, kind of like it's a dog. Went to New York. Does he have a shirt on? He has a shirt off? Yes, I'm gonna like that. I guess stuff like that would kind of give me a
Whoa.
nudge. I don't know.
All right. Cool. Nay?
I think it's one of those things to where if it's like consistently, then that would be a thing I would bring up, like, hey. But definitely I would want balance. Like, he better be liking my things too. He's my significant other. He better be showing me the attention that he's giving to these other random people. So that's
what
what
if
it'd be.
it's
So
just-
I don't think it's cheating.
What if it's
I
just
don't think
girls
it's cheating.
though? Like he's not liking anybody except for girls.
Yeah, I don't think it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating. But hopefully he's making me feel like I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. Like, it was so funny because I sent my sister this thing today that had this. Have you ever seen that meme that has the monkey and the hair is all like a mess, and it's like there's somebody telling her you're beautiful, and she's like, it's her like with her hair up. It's like thanks, like basically. She's going through all this thing where she just had surgery, right? And in his life, and he's always looks at her like very lovingly. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. And she's like, she knows right now at this moment she's not. So if he makes me feel secure, then I'm good.
I think it's like, for example, this happened like a month or two ago. I was scrolling through Facebook. I don't even remember who I was standing by, right? I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a picture. It was like a guy I knew from high school, right? He posted a selfie and I liked it. And the person was like, why'd you just like that, right? And I was like, well, he shaved his head off. He's bald. Like, he always had hair. And I remember in high school he was balding, and he just finally like shaved his hair off.
He owned it.
And he posted on there and said like, I'm finally bald. And I thought it was funny. It wasn't like I was like liking it because I was like, hey, what's up? You got bald hair now. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't my intentions. It was specifically like that was kind of funny because I remember him balding in high school. He's balding now. But that question was still brought up. Like, why are you liking that photo? So there was already that mindset in that person. Like, what are you liking that photo for? Rather than like me, I was like, that was funny. So like it's weird, and I think it is the play on what you're considering like a like. You're considering like very like petty. It's like whatever, like it, whatever you want. Like that's and some people obviously think it leads to other things. So that is very interesting.